Welcome back, guys, to the 76 South Auto Show, aka Garage Action. So I'm gonna make this intro video to my leather conditioning or cleaning, conditioning, and sealing because somewhere down the line I lost the video of me doing that. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick overview of what I did to the leather prior to putting the G Technique L1 leather sealer, let's see, what is it called? Leather guard. This was what I used in the end, but initially I used Lexol leather cleaner, and then I had Lexol leather conditioner. So I cleaned it with the Lexol cleaner, treated it with the Lexol conditioner, and then used the G Technique leather guard after the next day after it was all absorbed in. And I think I lost the video of me talking about what my thoughts are as far as, is leather conditioner even worth it for automotive leather, which is basically sealed, right? So if you put water on it, the water won't absorb into the leather, on the main areas at least, because it's coated with more or less a pigment or a paint in a way. If you think about it, they spray it, but it's a pigment, right? It lets the leather breathe while protecting the fibers, I guess is what it is. But I always thought, why put leather conditioner on leather that is sealed like this or pigmented and it doesn't absorb anything? Like, I have a piece of furniture in my house that you drop water on it, and if you leave it, for 10 seconds, it's gonna create a dark spot. It's a semi-pigmented, it's colored, but it's not completely sealed off like how automotive leather is. So I was thinking, yeah, leather conditioner and preservatives are more for that type of leather, and which they are. But so I've been digging at this thought for a while, and finally came up with I finally came across someone who made complete sense to me as far as why leather conditioner is still a good thing to use on this stuff. Because over time, the leather fibers start to open up, and you can't, although there's no like obvious cracks in this, on a more microscopic level maybe, or just something small enough to where your eye doesn't actually notice it, their surface does open up some, right, as the leather wears and stuff like that, especially in the seams of the stitching. And this is where it's going to start to fill first, so leather conditioners are still a good thing to use even on this type of leather, because they say if your leather is 3 months or older and normally used, then it'll probably absorb some of it, and you're doing it better than not, right? So instead of just using some kind of sealer on top of it, keeping the leather fibers hydrated underneath this pigment is still a crucial thing to keep it pliable. And especially in the seams where the stitching is, that's where it's most exposed because of the holes. And so you want that to be taken care of mainly. So yeah, that's my thought process on it now, and that's what makes me feel comfortable about actually using any leather conditioners. And there is a purpose for it. So, and then the leather guard is mainly to prevent dye transfer and just to and from the leather, and also just protect it in general as you would mainly, you would probably think of it as a last step product for your paint, you know, some kind of sealer. But yeah, so I used the Lexol conditioner first, let that soak in for a day, made sure it wasn't all sticky and whatever, and then I applied the leather guard, which you'll see in the upcoming videos of me rubbing that on. And the leather guard makes it look really nice, actually. I mean, like I said, in these videos, there's a lot more sheen than what you see in person, you know. So the leather looks nice and looks natural. Just like, yeah, it's just hard to tell on camera, but if you see this in person, you would understand. So just wanted to make that quick intro video, or this quick intro video, to explain the process before the video of me halfway through it. So yeah, let's get to the mid segment of that. Shoots. All right, my people, it's been a few days since I put the Lexol leather conditioner on, so I'm just gonna give this a quick buff off. It doesn't feel like anything is sticky, but just want to make sure, because I'm gonna put that G-Technique leather protector sealer stuff on. So let me get this wiped up quickly, and then we'll do a quick application of that L1 G-Technique leather protector sealer, whatever it is. But yeah, this came out nice. I mean, it honestly, it feels the same. But it didn't leave any sticky residue or film, so the leather looks natural. On camera, this thing looks like it has a lot more sheen than it does in person, so it's, you know, like I said, you gotta see it to appreciate it. Nothing like the human eye, I tell you that. So that's a good shot of what I am seeing right there. Like, no sheen on the, that's what these seats actually look like from this, you know, if you can kind of see the difference in the sheen. I don't know why this looks shinier on camera, it's just the way the light's coming into the car. But yeah, let's get the G-Technique leather sealer, protector, whatever they want to call it. Put that on, put some of that on here, and then we'll do the rest of the surfaces with the matte dash from G-Technique also. Okay, let me set you guys up for that. Okay, you guys are out here hanging out like a bird. So it says to apply it to a soft applicator, rub in circles, buff off. So similar to any other kind of product. Shake well, of course. Ah, the sprayer sucks. What do you want to spray? I don't know what it is with this stuff, even though a regular sprayer is it too foamy, that's why? Probably. I'm shaking it like they told me to. Okay, don't shake this stuff. It just foams up, and then your sprayer won't spray it. Don't recommend shaking it. Wipe on, buff off. So this stuff actually looks like it, well, it leaves like it leaves a film on here so that you need to buff off. Like I said, it leaves like a matte finish, but it's just the stuff that you need to buff off. I was gonna say, because that matte finish doesn't look exactly natural, but it looks natural after you buff it off. yeah, that's my leather program now. This stuff isn't supposed to hydrate your leather, it's just supposed to protect it from dye transfer, abrasion resistant, antibacterial. It's just an overall leather guard, not a leather conditioner. So like I was saying earlier, if it's 3 months or older, a leather conditioner is probably worth it, especially in the stitching areas and high abrasion areas like bolsters and stuff like that. So because the leather is just starting to wear enough to where it could potentially absorb that conditioner and actually make use of it. So that's what makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you guys. I know the question has been asked online a lot, so that's my take on it, and it makes sense, so I'm sticking to it. So the next product is the C6 Matte Dash technique also. Same application, foam pad, spray on a foam pad. Well, shake well, but I don't know about shaking it well if it foams up. But just lightly rub it in, buff it off. Obviously make sure your dash is clean, which I cleaned this one. Yeah. These are this product is kind of like, you don't know if it's actually doing anything because it doesn't dress anything. It makes it look natural. So it's kind of, if you don't get that visual effect of something actually changing, I can see why a lot of people would be like, I don't like it. But it does actually darken these surfaces. Very minimal. It's not like throwing an oily substance on here or silicone-based substance. Oh man, God turned up the heat again on me. Buff it off. I think maybe a rag would be better than these applicators. I don't really like these applicators, they're too stiff. I feel like I can't really get into all of these crevices very well. But if you like the shiny look, you know, there's a bunch of other products out there that can suit your needs and wants. Just don't use Armor All. Or Beauty Shine. I don't know if you guys remember Beauty Shine. Of course, that was mainly like tire dressing. It was like petroleum-based tire dressing. Super shiny. Probably rotted out everybody's tires in the end. This car is nice, guys. I'm serious, you gotta see this thing in person if you're thinking about buying it. Got a lot of lowball offers, but we used to see a plethora of E36 cars on the road in its day, and nowadays if you do see one, they're in terrible shape. They're all hamajang. So I mean, I'm not trying to insult anybody with the amount I want for this car, but I think it's absolutely worth it in terms of the condition it's in, and plus it's got, you know, a rare engine that performs well, stock reliability. There's nothing aftermarket about it. All the performance is how they made it. You know, it was made to have that performance, so. I know the audience is small, but you can appreciate something like that. I think it's worth it. It was worth it for me when I bought that M5, even though I didn't realize it needed so much work, but I'm not been out of shape about all the work it needs, because it would give me something to do. And the car is drivable at this point from what I get. So I'm not going to spray the applicator, I'm going to spray the door. This is a fine mist, but I want to get it on the 10. Yeah, I think I prefer a rag over this applicator for doing interior dressings. But yeah, I mean, you guys couldn't see the other door I was doing on the driver's side. I forgot to readjust the camera, but on the stuff, it's pretty good. Again, the sheen is not what it looks like in real life for some reason. Maybe camera guys can explain that a little more, but talking about the condition of this car, you know, common wear points are these seals right here, and these seals are like brand new. You know, there's not even an abrasion on it from people getting in and out of the car. And I know this is the passenger side, so let me show the driver's side. Versus the M5 I bought. It's got holes worn into this thing from people rubbing up against it. See? This car's got 100,000 miles on its chassis and not one wear, and that's because I'd put majority of those miles on it, and I was careful how I got in and out of this thing because I wanted to just preserve it as best as I could. The only rubber I did have to change was the trunk, and that was from the previous owner just dragging stuff in and out of the trunk. He's probably a businessman or a doctor or something with a suitcase every day that didn't mind treating a car as such. I'm not saying they all treat cars like that, but he just didn't pay attention to stuff like this, you know. And like when I get in, I try not to rub on the bolster, you know. I try to carry myself over that. But all the plastics, well, not all, but majority of them are all still here, solid, not cracking. Although it's got the classic window corner piece that fell off here and there. But all of this is still perfect. Every piece of door seal, rubber seal is in perfect shape. So that's that. I'm gonna finish dressing the plastic pieces in the back with that matte dash and call it a wrap on the interior. So let me just set you guys up for the remainder of this, if I can. Got some kids having hella fun over there next door. This door pocket is, the bottom piece is kind of sticky. Classic BMW plastic action. So with that, I'll probably use some 303 or Pearl on that to rehydrate those petroleums in the plastic. I'm guessing that's what it is. They're all precipitating out. Not bad for 26 years. These back seats didn't get a lot of use for me, but there is some like nicks over here on the surface. Not sure what that would be from. But yeah, this stuff is like, you gotta just trust it that it's working, because it looks like it's not even there when you put this stuff on. I'll come back to this. Maybe I'll just do it now. Let's just go with the 303. Just soak this thing. It's like Thirsty Thursdays over here. Thirsty Wednesday, actually. This thing just drinks so much of this 303, it's funny. Yeah, but it looks better. Looks good, lasts a long time. Yeah, maybe I should do the plastics with this 303 and then just use the matte dash on the actual top surfaces. 303, you can buff it out pretty matte looking. It has kind of like a classic interior smell, I'd say. Call it that. Well guys, I made another rookie mistake. I finished cleaning, wiping down the passenger side, rear, and front seats with the 303 and matte dash stuff. So sorry about that. I mean, but it was born anyways. But yeah, we're gonna leave the interior like that, and it's pretty nice, I have to say. It's probably the cleanest it's been in a long time, so I'm happy with it. And we're gonna end that interior segment here. Not much left to do except give this car a good wash on the outside, and these moldings, I think I'll take them off and paint them. I painted them a long time ago, and rocks are hitting them, sun's beating it. It's starting to look, it's starting to peel, so I think I'll take those off, strip them down, and spray them, make it look consistent again. So maybe that would be my next thing, and then after that, I think she'll go on the official online market. I have it locally right now, but yeah, I put these door trims on maybe 7 years ago, and they're like fading way faster than and those are genuine. They're fading way faster. Maybe I never dressed them with anything, protected them in the process. Well, that's a rule of thumb, guys. If new cars, a lot of people I talk to say they don't need to dress it because it's not faded, but dressing exterior plastics are important, equally important when they're new, because they'll help prevent it from fading in the long run. But don't get fading mixed up with water deposits getting stuck in all the texture of plastics that a lot of plastics have on the exterior. So if your exterior plastic has texture, try using a water spot remover first. You might be able to darken it up. It might just look faded from all the water deposits stuck in it. I've had a lot of cars do that in Hawaii because our hardness is 8. It's not crazy, but we do have a lot of calcium, magnesium in our water, a lot of dissolved solids. So yeah, until the next one, thanks for hanging out in the garage with me again. Shoots.